Hey y'all, it's Robert, and in today's video, I'll be showing you how to make another Pokemon cake, and this time I'm making Diglett. But before we get started, I want to thank Dell, who's the sponsor of today's video. The Dell XPS 13 Plus is known for its premium and elegant design, and it has an all aluminum chassis, so it feels sturdy, but it's still luxurious. And Dell pays attention to all aspects of the design. It has an amazing flush backlit keyboard with a fingerprint scanner. So not only do you get easy login access, but you also minimize the mistakes that could happen when working with a keyboard on a laptop. This laptop also gives you the option of having 2 terabytes of storage. And this is really important for content creators like myself to having a small laptop that I can take with me wherever I go and still be able to access all of my files. There's another cool feature on this laptop, and that's Express Charge. And it's something that you probably didn't know you needed, but you can really recharge this laptop up to 80% in less than an hour. And this is a feature that I definitely need, especially when my schedule gets a little busy. And of course, we have to talk about this laptop's picture quality. It has a high resolution OLED display, and it has amazing color accuracy. And that's really important whenever I'm going through footage and editing videos like the one you're watching right now. The last time I made a Pokemon cake, majority of the comments thought I was making a Diglett, but it was actually a Pikachu. So this time I'm actually going to make a Diglett, and this character design is a little simple, but that's what's going to make this cake difficult because there's not going to be a lot of room for me to make any errors, and I wouldn't be able to cover it up with anything. To start, I'm going to level in towards 6 and 8-inch cakes, and I also have a 6-inch dome cake I'm going to level, and some of these cakes are flavored vanilla and the others are flavored almond. Then I'm going to add simple syrup to these layers so that they don't dry out during the stacking and carving process. So this cake will be done in 2 parts, making Diglett's body and then making the mound that it pops out of. Starting with the body portion first, I'm stacking the 6-inch cake layers with vanilla buttercream and then adding the dome cake layer on the very top. Once this is all stacked, I'm then adding a crumb coat to prepare this cake for the final coat that I'll be adding later. Because of the shape of Diglett, I didn't have to do any carving for this part of the cake, but I do have to make the mound, and that's where the carving has to happen. For this tier, I'm only using 2 8-inch cake layers, and I'm going to use a serrated knife to soften the edges of the cake, and this will create more of a dome shape. Now that each tier is stacked with the crumb coat, I can now add the ganache, but first I have to make it. To do this, I'm going to use a 3-to-1 ratio of chocolate to cream, and I'm mixing this all together until it gets smooth, and then I have to let this cool before I can add it to the cake. I'm using a piping bag to add the ganache to the cake, and I'm using both a cake comb and an acetate sheet to smooth this out. The acetate sheet is very flexible, so it's really good to use on cakes that have a curved shape. And for the bottom tier, I only need to use the acetate sheet to smooth the ganache out. Now the base of these cakes are done, so it's time to start decorating them. I'm steaming the cake first, and this will help the fondant stick to the ganache, and then I have to move really quickly, but I also have to be patient because I don't want this fondant to tear as I smooth it out. For the top tier, I'm covering the cake with brown fondant, and this is going to be really difficult because this cake is taller than it is wide, and it also has a dome shape, so that's going to make it really difficult to get a smooth layer of fondant over it. Because there won't be a lot of design going on top of the brown fondant, I have to make sure I get this on the cake as cleanly and as smooth as I possibly can. For the bottom tier, I'm using modeling chocolate instead of fondant because I'll be creating a rock-like design for the mound, and I know that modeling chocolate would work best for this. I'm using a gray color to cover the bottom tier, and this is pretty easy to do because of how short this tier is. Although this tier is short, this is still going to be a 2-tier cake, so I still have to add dowels. I'm using 4 dowels, and I'm cutting them all the same exact length before I add them to the cake. Once I have the dowels in place, I can then carefully stack this cake, and then I can begin working on the details. So Diglett needs to look like it's actually popping out of the mound, so I'm going to add more modeling chocolate around the base of the cake, and that's going to help create this effect. I'm then using clumps of modeling chocolate to create the rocks that are in the character design, and I'm just using my fingers to shape and sharpen the edges of the rocks. I still need to add a little more details to the mound, but I'm going to move on to Diglett's face, and I'm making all of these features out of Fondant. First, I'm going to add a little piping gel for glue, then I'm using black Fondant to create the eyes and white Fondant to make the pupils. I'm using plastic wrap over the white Fondant because this is going to allow them to have a dome shape instead of having sharp edges. Okay, so I don't know what this part of Diglett's face is called. I think it's his mouth, but it also looks like it could be a nose. I really don't know, but whatever this pink thing is, I'm coloring white Fondant a soft pink, and then I'm going to roll it into an oval shape and then placing this onto the cake with more piping gel. I want to add a little more detail to the face, so I'm using white luster dust to create a light ombre around the bottom of the eyes. Now I'm going to work on the final details of the mound, so I'm using different colors of petal and luster dust to add shading to the rocks, and this is going to give the cake more dimension. The final touch to this cake is to add grass around Diglett. And to do this, I'm using 2 different shades of green buttercream, and I'm placing this on saran wrap and then adding this to a piping bag with a grass piping tip. When piping the buttercream around this cake, I am making sure that I cover the base because I want it to look like this is coming out of the grass. So here is the Diglett Pokemon cake complete. This cake looks a little simple, but there was a lot of detail and skill used to get to these final results. And I've always been a big fan of Pokemon, so I had a lot of fun working on this one. And if there's any other Pokemon cake you'd like to see me make sure that you leave it in the comments below, and make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And until then, I'll see y'all in the next video. Then I'm going to add plain simple syrup. I cannot say simple syrup. Then I'm going to add plain simple syrup. Oh my gosh. Then I'm going to add plain simple syrup. Then I'm going to add plain simple. I bit my lip. Here I go every time. I'm gonna bite my lip. Here I'm using modeling chocolate. Modeling.